everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. So today's video is going to be a little bit different in that it is like a reaction or commentary to a TikTok, but it's to one singular TikTok, and that TikTok is by FatFabFeminist or Victoria. Sometimes I get just like rogue TikToks from fat liberationist creators on my For You page, and I always watch them because I always like seeing what shows up on my For You page when I'm not actively seeking stuff out. And this one really struck a chord with me in but not in an anger way, just like in a wow, I really feel with this. I really feel for this kind of way. And I want to talk about it because it's something that I've been talking about in like therapy and stuff more recently. It's something that I think, along with my normal content, like kind of dismantling fat activism and fat acceptance and stuff, it's something that I want to have along with that content, because like there are aspects of this that I can relate to still and that I totally understand where they're coming from with, and this is one of them. And it's talking about how growing up fat can be a very traumatic experience, and if not traumatic, it can just alter how you view yourself for the rest of your life. And I think that's kind of what I've been working through in therapy. Would I go as far to say it's traumatic? I don't know. But does it affect you for the rest of your life? Yes. And what is traumatic to one person or the other is very different. You know, like, I'm not trying to take away from Victoria's. We'll talk about it. That's what we're talking about today. And that's all I have to do. All I have to say for this intro, because yeah, I just want to yap. I have no script for this video, so apologies in advance if it's a little bit rambly, but I just want to talk about this topic because I think it's really interesting. And I think it's something that doesn't get talked about like in this niche of the internet, like talking about fat activists and fat liberationists. And it's something that is a very common experience from what I've learned. So yeah, let's just get into it. Hi, it's me coming to you from the past, looking like this, not a stitch of makeup on my face, and my hair's still back because I'm just prepping my face for the day. I want to tell you today about today's video sponsor, which has helped me keep my face fresh and prepped for the day every single day, Proven Skincare. If you don't know what Proven is, they are the world's most personalized skincare system. Their approach is completely backed by data, and they use the world's largest skincare database called the Skin Genome Project, which actually won MIT's 2018 AI Award to make a formula just for you. They develop your 3-step system based on 47 different factors, including skin concerns, heritage, lifestyle, skin history, and environment, on top of other things. And your formula evolves with each shipment based on seasons and your needs. I took their 3-minute skin genome quiz, and after that, they sent me my custom cleanser, my custom daytime moisturizer that has SPF in it, and also my custom night cream. Admittedly, I don't have a ton of skin issues on my own, but I have had many products break me out or clog my pores and also like damage my skin barrier. And I would say my skin type falls very much underneath combination territory. So like my cheeks and like jawline oftentimes are drier, but my forehead, nose, and chin get really oily throughout the day. I only use the daytime moisturizer in the morning because no matter the cleanser, I find that fully cleansing my face twice a day is just too harsh for it. I only use moisturizer in the morning. My moisturizer has active ingredients like zinc oxides and green tea extract. At night, I use my custom cleanser and my night cream, and my cleanser has active ingredients like mandelic acid, pre and probiotics, and green tea extract again. And the night cream contains ingredients like retinol, vitamin B5, and niacinamide. The cleanser makes my face feel really clean, but it also doesn't dry it out like some cleansers do, which I really appreciate. And I think the night cream may be my favorite out of the 3 because it makes my face feel super nourished at night, but not like greasy or oily, and it doesn't feel super heavy because I am really sensitive to like feeling things on my skin, especially at night. And when I wake up, I still feel moisturized from the night cream. And yeah, I've noticed my skin appearing a lot brighter without makeup on. I love how simple it is with just 3 products. I have previously fallen victim to the 10-step skincare routine, and honestly, I think the simplicity really has helped my skin a lot. And Proven is also cruelty-free, which again is very important to me. So if you want to give Proven a try for yourself, be sure to use the link down below and use my code Megan Ann, that's MEGANANNE, FatFabFeminist.me to get your first personalized proven system for $99, and this is a 50% discount off of the original retail price. Thank you so much to Proven for sponsoring today's video and helping my skin. And as always, thank you to you guys for continuing to interact with my content so that brands like Proven want to keep working with me and want to see me looking like a fool before I put anything on my face. Support truly means the most, and I will never not thank you guys for that. But yeah, let's just get back into the video. So before we get into anything else, I should probably just show you the TikTok. So I'm going to do that. I'll just put it here. Enjoy.
People are not understanding is that being a fat person is legitimately traumatizing. Not like internet, oh, this is traumatizing. Traumatizing as in, I this year was diagnosed with CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, as a result of growing up as a fat person and the trauma that comes with that. There is legitimate trauma that comes with growing up as a child and believing that your entire value is tied into your body, that no one will love you because you're fat, and that you will not have any love, any success, any friends because you are fat. Society literally treats fat people as if we are worthless. Like I don't know how y'all think that shit is not gonna fuck people up. Like it does. It messes with your head. It's crazy because the amount of hate that I receive for being a fat person, like if you guys saw like the shit people said to me on the internet, you would be flabbergasted. Like this is not just like a quirky, oh, you know, like it's really hard being fat. No, it's like in your developmental stages, you are constantly thinking about your body and like feeling absolutely worthless to the point where like you feel dehumanized. I don't know, that shit, it messes you up, you know? And like I'm dealing with it, like I'm fine, and it's not like, you know, I think that experience is very different for everybody else. And I think obviously this definitely varies person to person, but like I don't think that y'all like can fully grasp the legitimate like trauma that comes with being a fat person in the world. Like I don't think that y'all fully get it. Nobody is meant to deal with that like level of consistent criticism and hatred. It's not like, ooh, like woe is me, my life is so hard, like sob story. It's just like I'm not saying this like to ask for sympathy by any means. I'm just saying this because like I just genuinely don't think people understand the mental toll that it takes. And it's really funny because if you're gonna say I care about fat people's health, like the only reason I'm commenting on their body is because I care about their health, but like that's not true. You don't. You're virtue signaling and you're using this idea of health to give you a reason to be cruel to fat people. That's literally what. If you actually cared about fat people's health, like mental health is also a factor in that. And a lot of the time, let's say a fat person can't take care of themselves, I promise you, if their mental health isn't good, they're not gonna be healthy, they're not gonna lose weight, they're not gonna do any things that you want them to do. So I don't know, definitely not the best person to talk about this topic because like I'm still figuring out what that means for myself, and like, you know, I still don't really fully understand how it impacts my life, but like it's more than hurt feeling. The way people are treated matters. It impacts them. It impacts the way they live their life. It impacts their relationship with the world. A lifetime of persistent and constant cruelty is going to have an impact on a person. And you cannot claim to care about people if you are someone that is going to contribute to that.
Victoria starts off by saying that she was diagnosed with CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that is largely attributed to her experience growing up fat, which I don't know if that is or isn't true, and I don't really care. I'm not here to question anybody's mental health diagnoses at all. But she talks about how growing up with like so much focus being put on your body is like very damaging. And honestly, I hesitate to say this is just a fat experience because I really know it's not. I think specifically for women, it is like a woman experience. Absolutely. You grow up with so much value put on your appearance and on your body. And when it comes to being fat, it's like you have the health aspect on top of that as well, which she talks about later in this video. And you're constantly being told that something is wrong with you. I think with the generations that like we grew up with, because I think Victoria's like 23 or 24, I'm turning 28 in September. Our parents very much grew up like in the time of like the fad diet, you know, skinny is the only way and all of that kind of stuff. And I think just constantly being told that something is wrong with you and that you need to change something about yourself before you even fully understand that or what it is. But like, you're just always going around thinking that something is wrong with you because like society does treat you differently, and no matter what your age, and like you aren't taken as seriously with stuff, because that is 100% an experience that I have had. Like, it is traumatizing, and it can really affect your view of yourself, and it can really affect the way that you trust yourself, I think. And this could just be a me thing too, because I have OCD. And also, if you're new here, I had weight loss surgery 6 years ago. Hi, I'm Megan. Used to be well over 300 pounds. I got down below 200 pounds, and now I'm finally taking my regain loss seriously. I'm finally at a place where I can actually do that. I've been talking about it for years, and I know people clock me on it all the time, but like, now I'm finally at a place where I feel like I can start taking that seriously and actually focus on it. So I've been like all over the spectrum, and at the most amount of weight that I lost 115 pounds. I don't think I realized how much this affected me until my most recent like string of therapy, because I've been going to like pretty consistent therapy now for like 2 years, and I only just kind of started unpacking it. And it started again when I was talking about like dating and stuff like that, because I have not dated at the weight that I'm at now. That I think I have some of these like preconceived ideas of myself from things that I was told as a teenager and as a girl about myself that I think are gonna like affect the way I'm seen when I'm dating, when like if and when I find the right person for me. That's not gonna matter. But it really made me realize like how much growing up fat really, really affected the way that I navigate the world and that I navigate certain interpersonal connections and stuff like that. I think fat girls in particular are constantly told that someone will love you despite your size. Someone will fall in love with you because of what's on the inside, like as if what's on the outside is a bad thing. And I know people go into those things with good intentions, but I think when you're growing up and you hear that all the time, you kind of subconsciously start thinking like, oh, well, I'm ugly, but somebody will love me because what's on the inside, you know? And it's true. Like, what's on the inside is as important as what's on the outside, but feeling good about what's on the outside also matters. And there's no shame in saying that. And that's why if somebody wants to lose weight to like feel better about what's on the outside, I'm like, cool. Great, like whatever. Fat liberationists have an issue with it. I just don't agree with it, but like I get it. Because feeling good about yourself on the outside is really important to humans. Like that's just a human thing. Constantly being told throughout your childhood and young adulthood and whatever that something is wrong with you and you need to change things about yourself to be like the fullest form of yourself that you can be is very damaging. And like like I said, this isn't just a fat experience, and I'm not trying to say that it is, but I'm just coming from Victoria's stance here of talking about growing up fat. A lot of this is going to go back to like dating and relationships for me, because that's where this really hits home for me, because there's been people that I've dated or I've gone on dates with and stuff who are like objectively just very attractive people. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, why are you interested in me? Like, what? Oh, I don't get it. Like, when I know inside I'm a catch, but I still deal with a lot of outside insecurities, and especially when it comes to my body. And I think that's a very normal thing for anybody, but I think it is like amplified times 1,000 when you grew up a fat person, and literally every time you went to the doctor or anything was wrong with you ever, your weight got brought into it. And I understand that the weight got brought into it when I was younger because I was young and there was time to change it, and I totally understand that. Just hearing it all the time is so exhausting. And it's like, because I've talked about this before in videos long ago, like fat people know they're fat, right? And that's not something that can change overnight. Like you can't just like drop 100 pounds overnight. Hearing it over and over and over again with any kind of doctor's appointment or any kind of anything is exhausting. And because I remember, I think I was in like 5th grade fifth or sixth grade. So I was like 11 or 12 maybe. And that was when I remember feeling like depressed for the first time. I have depression and anxiety and OCD. She told me she didn't necessarily think I was depressed or anxious, but she told me that I just needed to move more, which objectively could be true. Movement helps my brain a lot. Like lifting, going to the gym helps my brain a lot. But like, that was just such unhelpful advice because it was something I had been told my entire life, you know? It's like, oh, you have this going on, but you just need to move more and eat better and you'll be fine. And am I saying that that's not a huge part of feeling good? No, because when I'm eating good and when I'm moving all the time or when I'm moving consistently, I feel my best. But sometimes that just doesn't need to be brought into the conversation. I think also like growing up, I've always felt that like even within like friend groups and stuff like that, sometimes like health issues I was having or just things I was feeling were oftentimes invalidated because I was fat. Like, and that could just be a me thing. I don't know. Like it could just be an insecurity thing. I don't know. But like, I never felt like I was taken seriously. And when I was trying so hard to be taken seriously, just talking to my therapist, and like I think when you're fat, you're infantilized a lot, and I don't know how else to explain that. And I think, and that's why I have an issue with the way a lot of fat activists talk about fat people, is I do think they continue on that infantilization and it doesn't help their cause at all. You truly are infantilized a lot, and I think you're almost pushed to be more mature than you actually are just so you can be taken seriously. And this is just all my experience. I have nothing prepared for this, no facts, nothing. This is just my experience, and I just had therapy and I'm thinking about it and I saw this TikTok, so I want to talk about it. I think that caused me to overextend myself a lot when I was a kid, is because I always just wanted to be seen as like more mature, because I felt because of my size I was infantilized a lot. And this is all in hindsight, so like I didn't notice it at the time or anything. It's just like now that I'm looking back at it. And I saw another conversation a while ago regarding like fat girls and how they are often sexualized a lot sooner because we have bigger features than like other girls our age, and how traumatic that can be. And I totally agree with that. It's a pretty average bloomer, but like I was fat, so like I had bigger boobs, I had a bigger butt, like all that, and I was sexualized or like warned about being sexualized a lot sooner than I maybe should have been. And that was also a big thing for me, is like that kind of value being placed on my body so soon. And yeah, it is traumatic. And I think I've just been working through this a lot because I've always known that fat people get treated differently in society and fat kids get treated differently in society. But like now that I've been over 300 pounds, under 200 pounds, and like now I'm at where I'm at and I'm dealing with that, I can feel me reverting back to old, not necessarily healthy mindsets with how I navigate the world. And I can tell that it's me going back to like my younger self, save myself basically. And I'm like, Megan, you don't have to do that anymore. Like you never had to do that to begin with, but like you really don't have to do that now. Like just own who you are and move on. But like it's hard because it's like I'm plus size again. I'm like a size 16, 18. So I've never had to navigate this as an adult before, and as an adult who is like very aware of her brain and how it works and like what she's feeling and stuff like that, and has gone through a lot of therapy now. And it's kind of jarring to be like, wow, things do change a little bit, and like I don't like it, so I'm gonna change it. Like that's, you know, that's where me and the fat acceptance folks kind of like part ways, is I'm like, okay, I don't like it, so I'm just going to change it again, because also I just don't feel good. Like I feel the regain again. My weight has never not been something I think about. You know, the Roman Empire trend that was on TikTok for a long time and still kind of is. My Roman Empire has always and always probably will be weight loss and my weight. Like it is something that I have never not thought about. It's exhausting. especially as someone with OCD that like manifests, and this could be a part of it too, is I do have OCD, and my OCD is all mental, like I don't have physical compulsions. And so that could cause things to be made more than they may be to like an average, a normal, quote unquote, normal person. I have never not thought about my weight, like weight loss, what I should look like, all of that kind of stuff. And it's exhausting and it is traumatic. And I totally understand where she's coming from with this. And this kind of goes back too to like my last video on baby reindeer and the representation of fat women in the media is like, we never, at least, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies and TV from before my time as well, but like just going off of what I saw growing up, there was never really like a fat female character in a TV show or movie that like her weight wasn't part of the plot line. And I said Suki from Gilmore Girls was one where her weight wasn't part of the plot line. And some people brought up Donna from Parks and Rec, and I've seen Parks and Rec through like 5 times, and I was like, how have I never thought about this before? And there were a few other really good suggestions in there too, so like there definitely were, but the fact that they're so few and far between is the problem. We had people in our lives telling us that we needed to change something, or that we weren't enough, or that we wouldn't be enough until we lost weight or whatever, and then we had media telling us that we only deserved to be like the best friend who got to watch their like conventionally attractive thin friend get the guy, or if a guy was going to love us, it would be despite what's on the outside, and what matters is on the inside, and all that kind of stuff. And we never really got to see fat female characters, older or younger, just like living their lives where their weight was not a topic of conversation. And I just finished this 3rd season of Bridgerton. This is a little off topic, but I just finished the 3rd season of Bridgerton, at least the half that's out. And I cried. I want to make maybe like a whole video on that, because I have never felt so seen, and not even seen, just represented in a singular TV show, I think ever. Maybe except for Mad Fat Diary, which some people brought that up in that last video too, because I really liked that video as well, or I really liked that show as well. But I cried because like it was the first time I had seen a good representation of a woman who is I think like very obviously neurodivergent of some kind, finding love for herself. 2 girls who I think are going to fall in love, who started off as friends. That remains to be seen. But 3, most and foremost, with Colin and Penelope, a fat girl who finally like wins and is yearned for, and like the guy falls for her first. And like, this sounds so childish to care about to me, but like I never saw that growing up. And I don't think I realized, and I talked about this in the baby reindeer video, how much that fucked me up with how I viewed myself romantically or in relationships or whatever. And I know it's not just me who feels this way. Seeing that so beautifully portrayed was so healing for me. And it was just so nice to see that. And I was like, we need more of this. And yeah, I loved it. I'm so excited to see what happens. And Nicola Coughlan is amazing. I love her. With the media, the way when me and Victoria especially grew up, and just the way the generation before us kind of parented us and stuff. And that's not to say anything bad. It's just how it was. Like, you know, I think the generations we grew up in, we were kind of forced to think about our weight and our body a lot more than we maybe should have been. And I think it does affect the way that you view yourself in the world. And that is up to us to work through, to live a better life and to live a life that we are more comfortable in, because there's nothing we can do about it now. But I'm like her, very much still processing how I feel about this, because I think also the kind of content I make, it's a big part of my life. And like, yeah, I don't agree with a lot of the things that fat liberationists and fat acceptance people say, but like, this is one thing that I really do agree with, is that it can be traumatic to grow up fat and always have to maybe try harder to be seen as who you actually are and not just what your weight is. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like this video makes no sense, and I'm going to try and cut it down to make sure that it does. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this and just talk where I'm at with this, because it's something that I've only just started processing as an adult now. And I hope somebody can resonate with this. And this is kind of like a virtual big sis talk, which I haven't done in a really long time. I haven't just sat down and like spewed for 30 minutes like this in a really long time. I mean, I guess just let me know what you think down below about what she said. Obviously, there were some points in there that I don't agree with and whatever, but like the overall theme of it, I agree with. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it too. This is kind of just like a shower thoughts video, I suppose. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much to Proven for sponsoring today's video and for keeping my skin nice and clean and feeling and clear. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, drink your water, take your meds, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.